raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony that you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Let the record show that the witness answered in the affirmative. Mr. Jeff Sessions was sworn in as the 84th Attorney General of the United States on February 9, 2017. From 1996 to his confirmation to lead the Department of Justice, Mr. Sessions served as a United States Senator for Alabama. Previously, Attorney General Sessions served as an Assistant United States Attorney and United States Attorney for the Southern District of Alabama, Alabama Attorney General, and Captain in the United States Army Reserve. Attorney General Sessions is a graduate of Huntingdon College and the University of Alabama Law School. Welcome, Attorney General Sessions. Your entire written statement will be entered into the record, and we ask that you summarize your testimony in 5 minutes. But I noted that the ranking member took a few more minutes than that. If you find that necessary, please feel free to do that as well. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It's an honor to be before this distinguished committee, having served 20 years on your counterpart in the Senate, the Senate Judiciary Committee. Mr. Chairman, I must note that I note with regret your announcement of retirement, and I know that our relationship has been good in the past, and I hope it will continue to be good as you serve here. You've done a fabulous job in leading this committee. On my first day as Attorney General, I spoke about, quote, the critical role we at the department play in maintaining and strengthening the rule of law, which forms the foundation of our liberty, our safety, and our prosperity. In this rule of law, we are blessed beyond all nations. So I truly believe that. And at this department, we must do all we can to ensure that it is preserved and advanced. Such ideals transcend politics. From that day to today, we at the Department of Justice have worked to be faithful to that mission. Let me share some things we've done initially. The President sent us an order to reduce crime, not to allow crime to continue to increase, and we embrace that mission. The violent crime rate has risen, and the homicide rate has risen by more than 20% in just 2 years, really after 30 years of decline in violent crime. After a careful review, we have established a reinvigorated Project Safe Neighborhood program as a foundational policy for public safety. It has been proven to get results. In its first 7 years of implementation, PSN reduced violent crime by 4.1%, with case studies showing reductions in certain areas where it was intensely applied of up to 42%. So we're also focusing on criminals with guns. As you mentioned, Mr. Chairman, we've seen a 23% increase in gun prosecutions in the second quarter of this fiscal year, my first year. And I'm honored to lead the superb men and women of the FBI, the Drug Enforcement Administration, ATF, and the United States Marshal Service, who work together every day with our state and local partners in this core crime-fighting mission that is the responsibility of the department. Last year, we saw a staggering 61% increase in the number of law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty because of a felony. And on average, more than 150 officers were assaulted every single day. These numbers are unacceptable. Fortunately, the President understands this. He's directed us at the beginning of my administration to back our men and women in blue. We are making it clear that we stand with our law enforcement partners 100%. They are the solution to crime, not the problem. We've also protected the rule of law in our own department. We prohibited so-called third-party settlements that were being used to bankroll special interest groups. We've settled civil cases regarding the Affordable Care Act's birth control mandate, settled the cases of many groups of tax-exempt groups whose status was significantly and wrongfully delayed by the Internal Revenue Service. We've also provided legal counsel to this administration in favor of ending several other unlawful policies. This includes President Trump's order ending billions in funding for insurance companies that were not appropriated by Congress under the Affordable Care Act. This action, which the House had filed a lawsuit to stop, put an end to one of the most dramatic erosions of the congressional appropriations power in our history. House members, you are correct to challenge that. You won in the district court. We believed you were correct, and we had that, we reversed the policy and had that matter withdrawn, the policy withdrawn. We put an end to actions by the previous administration to circumvent Congress's duly passed immigration laws on the DACA. The policy gave individuals that were here illegally certificates of lawful status, work permits, and the right to participate in Social Security. We withdrew that unlawful policy, and now the issue is in the hands of Congress, really where it belongs. We have filed briefs defending properly enacted state voter identification laws, lawful redistricting plans, religious liberty, and free speech on college campuses. In short, it is our mission to restore the American people's confidence in the Department of Justice by defending the rule of law and enforcing the laws as you have passed them. And it is a mission we are honored to undertake. In response to letters from this committee and others, I've directed senior federal prosecutors to make recommendations as to whether any matters not currently under investigation should be opened, whether any matters currently under investigation require further resources, and whether any matters under consideration may merit the appointment of a special counsel. And as you are aware, the Department's Inspector General has an active review of allegations that FBI policies and procedures were not followed last year in a number of matters that you have addressed. And Mr. Chairman, the letter was addressed to you because it was a response to your letter, and that's how it was sent. And we will make such decisions without regard, hear me, without regard to politics, ideology, or bias. As many of you know, the Department has a long-standing policy not to confirm or deny the existence of investigations. This policy can be frustrating, I understand, especially when there's great public interest about a matter. But it enhances justice when we act under the law with professionalism and discipline. This policy necessarily precludes any discussion on cases I may be recused from, because to do so would confirm the existence of underlying investigations. To the extent a matter comes to the attention of my office that may warrant consideration of recusal, I review the issue, consult with the appropriate department ethics officials, and make my decision as I promised the Senate committee when I was confirmed. Lastly, I would like to address the false charges made about my previous testimony. My answers have not changed. I've always told the truth, and I have answered every question as I understood them to the best of my recollection, as I will continue to do today. I would like to address recent news reports regarding meetings during the campaign attended by George Papadopoulos and Carter Page, among others. Frankly, I had no recollection of this meeting until I saw these news reports. I do now recall that the March 2016 meeting at the Trump Hotel that Mr. Papadopoulos attended, but I have no clear recollection of the details of what he said at that meeting. After reading his account, and to the best of my recollection, I believe that I wanted to make clear to him that he was not authorized to represent the campaign with the Russian government or any other foreign government for that matter. But I did not recall this event, which occurred 18 months before my testimony of a few weeks ago. And I would gladly have reported it had I remembered it, because I pushed back against his suggestion that I thought may have been improper. As for Mr. Page, while I do not challenge his recollection, I have no memory of his presence at a dinner at the Capitol Hill Club or any passing conversation he may have had with me as he left the dinner. All you have been in campaigns, let me just suggest, but most of you have not participated in a presidential campaign, and none of you had a part in the Trump campaign. And it was a brilliant campaign, I think, in many ways, but it was a form of chaos every day from day one. We traveled sometimes to several places in one day. Sleep was in short supply, and I was still a full-time senator with a very full schedule. During this year, I've spent close to 20 hours testifying before Congress. Before today, I have been asked to remember details from a year ago, such as who I saw on what day, in what meeting, and who said what to when. In all of my testimony, I can only do my best to answer your questions as I understand them and to the best of my memory. But I will not accept and reject accusations that I have ever lied. That is a lie. Let me be clear. I have at all times conducted myself honorably and in a manner consistent with the high standards and responsibilities of the Office of Attorney General, which I revere. I spent 15 years in that department. I love that department. I honor that department and will do my dead level best to be worthy of your Attorney General. So as I said before, my story has never changed. I've always told the truth, and I've answered every question to the best of my recollection, and I will continue to do so today. With that, Mr. Chairman, I'm honored to take your
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.